I can show you how I converted this one tool station into a multi-tool station where I have my jointer and my planer combined on one cart. It makes it so much easier for moving things around. Look at that. I can show you how I did it if you stick around. Stay tuned. Here are the boards I plan on using for this new cart. That's the existing cart there. As you can see, there's one tool on it. And then here's the second cart, which is a Kennedy toolbox, which is extremely heavy because I have a ton of stuff in it. And another look at the existing cart for the jointer. I started out by squaring up those boards and taking the rounded edges off. And as you can see, I'm running them through the table saw, and that just cleans up that edge a little bit better. And these were used boards, so I'm repurposing these boards. And when I get done taking the edges off and running them through the planer, here's the planer. I'm sending them through the planer now. Once I get done with this, they'll look like brand new boards, yeah, except for the holes. But these will work out fine for this project that I've got in store. I'm excited about this build here because this will save me a lot of time. This is one thing that's been kind of nemesis to me in the shop, is having to wheel out the jointer and then wheel it back and then wheel out the planer and then wheel it back. There's so much extra work involved with having to do such things. But here I am just kind of cleaning off the sawdust. And when I pulled that thing off, there was a big pile of sawdust underneath it. I had no idea that there was so much sawdust to gather under there. Well, here I'm cutting out the lap joint for the main structure. And this will be the new runners on the base of the cart. And I'm making them probably about 16 inches longer. Here you can see I'm drilling the holes, start holes, and I'm actually counter boring these holes so the screws go a little bit deeper. But here we're running in the screws for this one here, and I actually went with longer screws than what you see here because I didn't feel that those were long enough. They weren't going deep enough into those posts there that I have there, which are really thick. So I did use a longer screw. I took those out. I didn't film that part of it. And here's the opposite side. You see what is in there. Those are pretty long screws. I didn't really like those screws, but I used them anyway because I didn't like them because they were Phillips head screws instead of the Torx head screws, which the Torx are a lot better, I think. The Phillips head screws seem to strip out quite often when you're installing and removing those. And as you know, the Phillips head bits get worn down easy too. But here's the other side, and positioned it where I wanted it, and then put in a few brad nails to hold it in place. That's pretty basic stuff. And then here we are drilling, and again, I've counterbored already, and we're just taking a little bit deeper with this drill here for the screws. It was kind of a breath of fresh air to get away from furniture building for a minute and do something constructive for the shop. And like I said, I've been wanting to do something different with the planer and jointer combination part for a while. And now's the time. As you can see here, I'm going with the longest screw here. But Now I'm adding the support posts to the ends of those runners. And I don't know, maybe I should have did lap joints here, but I decided to go with just a face-to-face butt joint. And I've got it clamped so I can hold them in position while I screw the screws down. But I think that should be fine. That'll hold it pretty solid. And I will put another back cross piece on there, and we'll go with that. You can see at the tops of those posts I have those laps already cut in, and I'm ready to add the surface mounts. As soon as I get done screwing these down, I got one more screw to go. But yeah, I'm so happy about putting this cart together and finally getting this project done. I used, you know, scrap wood that I had in the shop, some of the pallet wood and crate wood that I collected. And so I really don't have much for dollars invested in this. Of course, I'm using some of the same screws and a few new screws, so that's where the extra cost comes. And then my time involved in this, that's the only other thing. As you can see here, I've added that end piece on there, and that should stiffen that up a little bit more so it's more solid. But yeah, this is going to be so much nicer. Here I'm showing you how I did the lap from another angle using my crosscut jig here I got. That works out pretty nice because it's not real cumbersome and it's free flowing and it's pretty safe. You keep your hands away from the blade at quite a distance, and it does a pretty good job. Now I'm adding the mounts for the wheels on that extended piece. I had trouble finding a board that was the same thickness as what I used previously. I ended up using a board that was actually two pieces of 3/4 plywood glued together, and that was the actual thickness that I needed. They gave me my true 1.5 inch that I needed for that thickness to match up with the existing board. Here you can see I'm screwing in the lag screws. Yep, that head snapped on that one. I didn't realize it right off the bat, but it did. You either have to go with 3 or add another screw in there somehow. But that should be good for now. And now I'm adding the support pieces for the table. And like I said, that's a lap joint, so that should work out fairly decent. And I clamped that together. I did use glue clamp, brad nails, and then screwed together. Now I've got that level there, and that was just for reference. It's not really telling me anything. I just made sure that my angles were square. And that's the most important thing, because I know that that level could throw me off as far as the floor not being level, and you can get something wonky like that. But there's the mounts for the cross pieces. I've got 2 more pieces to add, and then I can put the top on, and it's coming along real good, I think. And there you see I have the 2 pieces added, and everything is glued and screwed, and clamped together, and now all I have to do is wait for this to dry, and I'll give it an overnight and come back tomorrow and pick up where I left off. I found a piece of Baltic birch that should work out fine, but it's just about 5/16 too narrow. It had the good length to it. I could get my 24 out of it, but 16 inches is just coming up a little bit short on that 16 inches. That's the measurement for the top, 16 by 24. But I had to cut a thin strip and fill that in, and it works out okay. Now I can place the jointer in position and bolt that down, and you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. I still have access to the fence, you know, the adjustments for the fence. That fence stays pretty much in position, even though it gets bumped around every now and then. But when I go to check it to make sure it's square, it's still there. But as you can see, I put the dust port on the opposite side so they would match up. And there you have it. I've got the planer in position and the jointer in position. The dust ports both on the same side. But that's okay. While you're here, why don't you check out another video? Thanks for watching.